So, Little Pharmer, welcome to the podcast where it's always 420.
It is somewhere.
I'm Ronnie.
I'm Jamie. This is Little Pharmer, otherwise known as Michael. He is our new grow guy here at Ambrosia Acres.
Yep, thanks for having me, fellas.
Right. Before we get into everything that you've been doing at Ambrosia Acres, let's talk about growing up. Like, what got you into cannabis? When was your first experience with that? Tell us a little bit about Michael and his life.
I'm from not too far from here and grew up playing sports around 16, 17, I think between 10th and 11th grade in one summer, walking through the path, shortcut from the swimming pool to home. Some of the kids, hey, you want to, some of the people I drank with when I first drank at like 13, they're like, hey, you want to hit this? So I hit it, didn't really feel much from it, went home and didn't really have any effect first time. But then a friend of mine from the city down DC area came by and was like, I got this little bit's worth $20. It was like 4 bowls. And I asked my friend, I was like, is this stuff really that good? And he said, I'll give you $5 for a bowl full of it. I said, you good? I'll come back and get some more. About 20 minutes later, he's like, you still got some of that? So I knew it was some good Jamaican red is what they called it. First time I remember smoking it and feeling it was at a little Heritage Days festival. Kind of like apple blossom, but real small. And my nose started running. My mind slowed down. And I was just like, felt real euphoric. And that's for me. It's not drinking. And I played a lot of sports. That helps with my pain. Then it helped with my brain. And now it helps with both of them.
Yep.
What was the first time you ever smoked?
We stole a bag off my sister. Went up to the fort and smoked it. We were probably 13 or 14. Then we put the bag back, and my sister was mad at me for about a month because...
How much did you smoke?
I don't know.
Right. Enough for her to know?
No, but we put it back so she wouldn't know. But when I put it back, it fell behind her jewelry box or her thing. It was right behind her jewelry box. It fell behind it. So she was like pissed at me for like a month. Wouldn't give me a ride nowhere. And I was like, I said, man, I put that back. She said, well, you took something from me. I said, what? She said, my bag. And I was like, what bag? I said, I put it back. She said, no, you didn't. And she found it behind the dresser.
Oh, luckily she found. Now you get a ride.
Yeah.
Right. We've got some from some kid at school. It was some trash homegrown in a cellophane pack of cigarettes. And we smoked a whole cellophane like that. And I just remember laughing and not being able to move a whole lot. Mom coming home and catching us sitting on the couch like, whoa. Like, well, we didn't even try to run. We didn't even care. We watched her come in and we just sat there high as hell.
So, yeah, it was hard to get anything good back in the 90s.
We used to get them
and it was trash weed.
And smoke like 5 joints and take the 5 roaches and roll them into the joint, and then we get high.
Yeah. The resin would do a little something for you.
You remember the old pipes that have the little resin chamber? You would put them in there.
Oh, yeah. Put a bud in there.
And then you get the Toastmaster with that big wooden top on it. We would take off the wood, that little metal piece, put that big wooden bowl on it and smoke out. All right, let's see how many times we get past this bowl around before it goes out. 30 times in a little tiny, I can't even remember.
Right, smoking it.
Or Festiva or something like that.
Right, choking as much as you can.
And the seeds.
Yeah, and then you pull that bud,
so
it was in
much.
there, it's all resonated up. That's like, that's our hash, because we didn't have any other type of hash. We couldn't get access to it.
How times have changed, huh?
Yeah, no doubt.
So then you got into growing. Like, what made you get into growing? Was that
lack of not being able to get quality herbs.
Really?
So somewhere along the line, I had got some kind of chest issue where if I don't smoke weed, I start to get sick, and I find weed's a good expectorant. But if it's not clean, it's got mold, it's got mildews, it's got some kind of spray or fungal issue on it, especially like some kind of DDT or some kind of really bad spray that they sprayed in some of that Mexican brickweed that had all the seeds in it, and it really fucked up. What was it, Carquat or something like that? Kumquat or something like that. I can't remember what they sprayed. A lot of shit, but I've heard other people talk about it too. They stopped smoking. Done it 3 times, and I got bronchitis. I got pneumonia and almost died. And as soon as I stopped taking all the medication and got back into the country and got some good herb, my lungs cleared out. I could breathe again. And I felt better. But yeah, it's an expectorant for me. One big thing for my chest.
I've never really heard of it like that, but it's got to be some people, have different needs, different product. I mean, like that's what makes you feel good, or that makes you breathe. What's drinking that and have an inhaler or something like that. I mean,
well, I've talked to a friend of mine who I've known since 18, 17, 16 even. And she's been on so many asthma medications. And after COVID, she was been sick, I don't know how many times. And she's like, I can't smoke weed. I got asthma. I can't smoke weed. It's like, really? It's a bronchodilator. It'll help you breathe that better. It's better for asthma. And she would smoke just a little bit. And I can breathe better. I feel so much better. Mm-hmm. But it might be that initial first couple of hits might make you choke. You get a good hit off some good hash, really, or something. It just feels like it's pulling the air out. And it's like,
so you say bronchodilator is kind of like a vasodilator that makes your veins larger to deliver more blood, right?
Yeah, into your lungs.
So that's kind of like
bronchial tubes.
Right. So that's kind of that feeling you get if you smoke cigarettes. When you get done smoking that bowl, you really wanted a cigarette. Right? You know what I'm talking about. As soon as you got done, you want a cigarette.
But that's even worse for smoking a cigarette because your bronchial tubes are bigger, and you're smoking that.
Right. But do you think that's kind of like the feeling of it? Is it just the urge, or does it have something to do with that as well?
It might be like they're open and you get a better hit off that cigarette at that point.
Makes your body crave it.
It's kind of like wanting
a
cigarette after sex, too. It's just you kind of feel euphoric.
Sure. Coffee.
Lunch. Cigarette's so much better.
Sure. Food,
we smoke cigarette after everything.
Right? I mean, I can smoke a cigarette after everything I do. I just haven't for a while. But yeah, that just made me think about that because I always really liked it, after smoking a bowl, that cigarette always hit different.
Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes too, so I think that was one thing it contributed, just all the chemicals and additives that are in commercially available tobacco products, that are out there for everybody. And you can get those. I started smoking those. I was working I lived right next to a store when we were 8, and all the ladies in there chain smoked. They would leave their cigarettes out, and that's when they had their little lighter right there in their little pouch. And, it was in the 80s.
Little leather pouch, probably Agner.
Yeah. So you flip it over and just grab one or two, and their lighter was right there, and we'd run out back and hide underneath one of their little storage trailers. 8, 9.
Yeah,
that was probably the first time for me too. I run over to George Johnson's house with a Salem from my mom and smoked it through his house, and he ran through spraying air freshener. We was just kids, and I couldn't have been 9 because we moved when I was 9.
I never smoked cigarettes until I was 18.
Really? No shit.
I didn't get addicted to them. I just tried them. I probably didn't even inhale them there. I had
a habit by the time I was 14. By the time I was 14 in the 8th grade, I was buying them every day, smoking on the way to school and shit for sure.
I was an athlete, so I really got. I was pretty straight-laced through high school. I did smoke when I was 16, but it wasn't a daily thing until after I graduated.
Yeah, well, smoking doesn't mix with sports,
college,
right?
I was in Cannabis 101. That was what I studied, basically, for a while. Mm-hmm. Just trying to learn as much about cannabis, and basically it was more about learning about distribution of it then, where it came from, where the good stuff was, and a lot of...
What year do you think this was?
94 to 90. 2000, 94 to 2000 in college, Morgantown, West Virginia.
Okay.
A lot of people from all over, and they get shit shipped from everywhere. So just meeting people and stuff from New York, from Arizona. It was coming from Virginia, which came from...
So we know you didn't go to professional sports. So what did you do after college?
College, I went to ski in Colorado. So I just kept up with the sports, but that's where I fell in love with good herb. That's the first time I really got access to good herb all the time. I had a name on it, and this was about 2000, and it was some really like the old school stuff. You remember growing up, it was really stinky. There was no fruity stuff. If there was, it might have been blueberry or something, and that was about it. So
not like the marshmallows of today.
Not a lot of berry stuff, and I had a lot of might have been a blackberry and a blueberry and a mango, but they didn't really smell. They were more funky. Not as fruity as today, like cereals and candies, and I've smelled all kinds of crazy different aromas in cannabis.
So you was around people that it was accepted by more so? Because I feel like this is a long time ago when it was highly illegal and we all was hiding.
I grew up, I was not, before I smoked cannabis, I had done a lot of stupid shit and got in trouble. So a lot of friends I wasn't allowed to hang out with because their parents thought I was the troublemaker. And you can't hang out with him. So literally after 10th grade, there was about 3 or 4 friends I couldn't even hang out with because their parents wouldn't let us. I ended up hanging out with a lot of the dropouts who were single parent kids on the parkway, and that's the ones that introduced me to it, you know. So I grew up with a bunch of dropouts outside of school, but I played sports in school, so I was a great student. I had just two different lives, you know.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, best of both worlds, basically. So
Yeah.
it was not accepted by my family and sports and most people, but
Oh yeah, it was.
So you were hiding it from them, or they knew about it?
They kind of knew about it, especially my older sisters, and my parents hated it because they were school teachers, and it was more about, people are you're not going to be able to get a job if you get busted with it, you know, it's going to be on your record forever.
And their reputation too, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I never wanted to hurt their reputation because they're really good people, and they took a long time for them to build up their reps, and they're really good people in the city and in the county. You know, they've been teaching for a long time. So I've been a teacher too. You know, I mean, I went back and stoner teacher, proved that you can be a teacher, and get your job done and still maintain, but it's just not for me. So I moved back to Colorado after being here. I traveled all over the world. So I've been to Spain, I've been to Canada, smoked a lot of different weeds, a lot of different hash, and talked to a lot of different people about it. Cause
You lived in Spain, right?
yeah, I lived there for about 12 years and smoked nothing but hash for probably 6 of those years, and grew there, got some other people, helped them get started and taught them.
What do they speak in Spain?
It depends on where you're at. They got about 12 different languages.
Really?
Right, so you speak Spanish pretty fluently, right?
I speak Spanish because I lived in the Castellano area, but if you go a little bit towards Barcelona, they speak Catalan. You go to the north, it's Galician. You go to the islands, every little area has their own little dialect, which is based on
kind of Spanish. Like in Mexico and stuff, it's different dialects for different areas.
It'd be like somebody from the deep south going up to Maine and trying to communicate, and it would take them about, what the hell is he talking about?
They understand you, but it takes you a minute. Yeah.
So yeah, I learned a lot about cannabis internationally there, got a bunch of seeds there, and that's when I fell in love with growing it because I found it was just therapeutic to grow a plant.
Like a dog, you don't have to get a babysitter for when you go on vacation.
And like I said, you do kind of sound
I'm lying.
and you're more worried about your plants than because you know they're going to come
I'm
take
definitely not trusting my buddy with my plants. My dog.
The dog, people can take care of those pretty easily. But when it comes to plants, they're clueless unless they know what's going on, and you're always worried about them. Oh man, my plant.
Oh, I've came back to dead plants a couple of different times in my life.
Never fun.
Sad day.
So what's weed look like in your life today? Like, what's that?
So weed is my life. I engulfed myself after my parents now, after introducing some of my Hulk sauce, which is a lotion I make out of CBG. There's no THC in it, and it helps with pain, inflammation. I put it on my neck on a weekly basis.
This is the stuff you was talking about y'all use for your legs,
both
right?
of us. Me and Cheryl
Why
both
haven't I
use
had
it.
any of this yet?
You have to try it out.
Yeah, like my girl and I both have like restless leg, and she won't go to bed without it. Like about a week ago, she heard me over in the side of the bed, moving my legs around.
Really creamy.
She said, "You want me to put something on your legs?" I said,
Very
"Well, yeah."
lotiony.
It's a lotion. It's not
different
greasy.
Right.
You know, some of them out there are really greasy. It's got alcohol base on it with the extraction, so it really gets into your skin. It gets into your bloodstream. It really helps with my neck. My mom uses it for arthritis now. My aunt uses it for her foot neuropathy. She had slept in 10 different prescriptions from what I understand, and she's like, this is the first product that's helped because the doctor prescribed CBD, but I put in CBG, which is very similar but has more regenerative aspects to it.
That was loud.
And you might be able to smell a little alcohol.
No, it smells good. It doesn't have really a scent that's,
Basically, anybody can take a little essential oil and mix it in there if they wanted to send it up with lavender, eucalyptus, menthol. I just wanted to give them an option. Most people, especially men, don't want to smell like anything perfume or flowery, and women don't want to smell like menthol or Bengay, so no smell at all.
That's the best way to go. Yeah. That's the best way to go.
But you can add other herbs and stuff in there with it, maybe even like some stinging nettle extract or something can enhance it. That's another idea I had. So cannabis, yeah, I breed. That's my favorite thing to do now is to breed seeds. Currently not growing at home. I'm just trying to bring my knowledge back to Virginia. I was lucky to run into you guys, and we're going to go do a little bit of R&D and a little research in dank.
Oh yeah, we got some babies going right now.
Yeah, I got a lot of pretty ones, a bunch of old school strains, and that's one of the cool things I like about this area is where I was in Denver. There's a lot of younger people. I know I'm almost 50 now. You know, I'm not.
Yeah, everybody wants to
run around with a 25-year-old crowd. It's just a lot of great people, but it's just not the same atmosphere as I like people my age. I mean, a little older.
Is there a lot of hash out west? I mean,
so
the new breed smoke
rosin.
Rosin, yeah.
Yeah, it's not hash. It's extracts.
Right.
The old school hash, still people our age are always looking for it. But
yeah, that's the only people I find is people our age. You know, it's not the younger crowd don't want the hash. They want the rosin.
Well, there's been a little resurgence on some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially temple balls.
People are playing with it now, you know, and the product's getting better, you know, and it's not frowned on as bad as it was, you know. Long people get to test stuff and do stuff, you know, not with the scrutiny of the law behind them, you know. I mean, it's a lot more products will come out, you know. I mean,
so tell you the truth, a lot of the extracts that are taken out are used butane and propane. Mm-hmm. They're used to clean up remediated products that don't pass testing. So
right.
Made out of flour that you don't want to smoke.
They'll put it in a vat and add ethanol and it passes. So
yeah. So the rosin though, that's a different story. So a lot of that has to be clean product before you press it. Mm-hmm. So you can pass testing afterwards. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole nother story, testing and what passes and what doesn't, and THC percentages and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it's so much inflated numbers out there, and
yeah, they give you the best scenario, not the worst, and then they grow 1,000 plants. You know, I mean, you know, that's how THC testing. You know how I THC test? This little fucking dig right here.
So that's one thing I like about cannabis, and some of the things I've been breeding. They're older strains. Not all of them are 20 plus THC. Some of them are only 15 to 18, maybe 20%, but these are the ones that people my age like, and they.
You got me the other day.
I got myself the other day too. I wasn't ready for it.
Was that the sub trip yesterday?
Oh, we smoked some God Bud. That's the first time I smoked it, and yeah, it got me pretty good too.
Yeah.
I like the lower THC stuff too if I'm smoking all day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm smoking in the morning to just kind of keep that level, whatever, you know, but getting too stoned just makes you lazy.
Yeah, there's certain strains too, like Flow and Blue Dream. They're just kind of creative, and you can smoke them all day, and they don't make you tired. Mm-hmm. I like ones that we're researching now called Vanilla Haze. It's something I grew many years ago here. I got out of Spain originally, and it's a beautiful sativa, highly productive working strain, but kills pain and just makes you forget your problems and helps you focus on what you're doing.
Yeah, not the paranoid side, the opposite of paranoid.
It's happy, kind of your head's floating.
Yeah, sometimes
good for a spring drive and go check out scenery.
Sometimes it's just it helps me focus. You know what I'm saying? I got to think about I got all these things to do, and I start catching a buzz, and I start zoning in on that one thing, and then the next, you know, what I need to do.
Oh yeah,
that's it. My ADHD too.
Right.
I get sidetracked on projects and doing something else, and then I get sidetracked.
Just stop, smoke a bowl.
Yeah, chill out for a second.
You can't even think about how you're going to do this right here, and just need a minute. I don't know if it's taking a minute or taking a bowl break that does it, but you know, I do it a lot when I go to the job site. You know, we'd be getting going and stuff, and I'd smoke a bowl, and then I'd fucking go do what we're going to do.
Get in your zone, and kind of.
Pre-game. It's like your pre-game before whatever, you know. I'm the same way.
Same deal, a cup of coffee.
Right. It's like, so you feel like you use it for creativity too, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can be more creative sometimes with it.
More creative.
For sure. We get stoned sometimes and you come up with some wild, dumb shit. And then sometimes we look at it the next day and go, that was stupid.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that.
Wipe it off the whiteboard.
So many great ideas come out of that too, though.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
So I just had one last night that was a stoned epiphany. I want to do a time capsule. I think we can do an awesome time capsule, something that'll be dug up in 25 years. We can pass a camera around with an SD card in it. You can leave a message. It's, can't be real long, but then an item.
Hopefully in 25 years, SD cards are still a thing. And they don't have to buy like an 8-track.
I don't know.
A picture. You know what I'm saying? All those things. We take one picture of everybody that put everything in there right before we close the thing and seal it,
Well, shit, how many things changed from 8 tracks to MP3s?
Bro, think about that in 25 years, right?
I was in college, from when I grew up, my dad had an 8-track.
So 25 years ago was 2000. What did we have for music in 2000? CDs. Yeah. What did we have for telephones?
BlackBerry.
Okay. What do we have for TVs?
26-inch.
Right. How about gaming systems? You know what I'm saying? We were probably down there with Nintendo. Right. Yeah. So where's it going to go in the next 25 years? Because 2050.
That's what I'm saying. I hope they have something to read that SD reader.
Yeah. Right. Well, right. Hey, I just ordered a camera today so I could pull some stuff off of an old 8
to the pawn shop and find a SD
I had to go to
reader.
eBay. I went to eBay this morning, swear to God, and got an 8-track camera for an old 8mm.
Well, I had an old program installed with CD. My computer doesn't have a CD-ROM, so you got to buy an external CD reader to connect it with USB. But yeah, a lot of things have changed technology-wise, and the only thing that's remained the same is vinyl. And that's so old school. That's kind of like the old school strains. I don't think they'll ever go out of style, and that people will always want that original sound or that original things.
They still make records?
That's the only thing keeping some record stores open now, or collector vinyl records. People are,
but they still make music on vinyl.
So I think some artists do release still on CD or vinyl for that very reason of the nostalgia of it for people that have those things. My daughter was talking to me about getting a CD player. I was like, you don't want a record player? She's like, no, everybody's got one of those. So now they're starting to collect CDs and CD players too.
Well, the thing with VHSs too, people are collecting those now too and going back and buying. They're afraid of that Mandela effect. I want to have that video whenever I watch it 20 years later, and they're clipping parts out or putting chemtrails in the back of my Disney movie. I want to see the original VHS and compare it.
Yeah.
I know some people that have said that.
So let's talk about how like, what have you seen in the shifting of cannabis from those days in the 90s to now, as far as legalization, as far as strains evolving, the grow process of evolving?
Grow process have actually evolved and started to go back to old processes, more living soils like they were before bottled nutrients existed. Commercially, there's still a lot of bottled nutrients. It's just the way that the things run, and you can program and steer the plants a little bit better and make them flower a little faster, makes it more productive commercially. But acceptance wise, I think a lot of people are ready just for legalization, some kind of
deschedule
something.
Deschedule it.
Deschedule across the board. I know reschedule's coming up, maybe to class 3, but I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather just be free.
Like alcohol.
It could be regulated that way as long as taxes aren't too inflated.
Well, the tax deal is going to be the tax deal. Liquor makes money. People pay taxes on liquor when they make it. They pay taxes on liquor when they buy it. Liquor makes tax money. And that's the way cannabis has to be for most of the people to accept it. It can't be something where anybody can just have fields growing out in front of their house and this and that. You've got to be just like a guy wants to make 1,000 gallons of liquor. He gets a license for 1,000 gallons of liquor. If he wants to make 500, he gets a license for 500. If he wants to make 10,000, he gets a license for 10,000. And that's what that format, I think, is the best format if, it was descheduled.
I'm just afraid that if it gets descheduled, that all medical is going to be able to be controlled by pharmaceutical companies, and then the recreational is going to get boxed up and controlled by somebody who's going to put chemicals and additives into it and make it dangerous like tobacco is. And give it a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
When most medical users really want to keep that clean product and keep a full spectrum and be able
there's no sense in anybody having to add anything to that plant because there are so many. I mean, it's got so many benefits. I mean, there's nothing that they're benefiting by except for the nose on it or something like that for somebody liking it and stuff like that. Because there's, you can grow and live in soil and harvest that plant, and that plant has 1,000 different terpenes to it. Right? I mean, 1,000 different smells to it. I mean, why do you have to add to it? I mean, like you said, the only reason would be is corporate America wanting to make more money off less product.
Addiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they put the additives in there too, and it makes you sick. So pharmaceutical companies, I've never been a fan of them and highly critical on the way they have done the United States. I've lived abroad, so I know the insurance companies and the medical systems are very different with the way the medical system's set up here. Insurance companies and what people can get and how much it costs. It's a trap. And there's a lot of people sick on what they're eating, what they're consuming.
Right.
And
they don't tell you nothing about that.
Labels on it, but nobody... Right.
And it's like you can't get pain medicine and be on marijuana at the same time.
Yeah, if you're on pain management, you can't.
Pain management won't let you smoke weed.
Well, see, that's another thing. I have weed. It helps me with a lot of pain nowadays.
Yeah.
I've been prescribed gabapentin, which I refuse to take. I grew up in West
Horrible
Virginia,
drug.
and it's been plagued with opiate issues ever since I was in college. Then it was heroin. First it was pills, then it was heroin when I was in college. Then it went to pills again. Then it was whatever's cheapest on the market after that. People go to the cheapest thing. So the opiate and pills and pharmaceutical companies, I'm really shady or
opposed,
weary of them. I don't trust them.
Yeah, they don't. I mean,
the way they
already got their hand in cannabis.
They shut cannabis out, and then if they get control of it, they're not going to have what people really benefit the most off of. So my biggest thing is advocating home grow, which I love Virginia now because they're allowing people to grow their own plants. That way they can, if they're smart or they can do it, they can keep whatever medically helps them the most on hand at all times.
Yep.
And keep it in cultivar in their house. Because if it does get regulated like it did in Colorado here, then the way the system was, it was hard to bring and grow old strains once they were out of the system somehow because they tagged them and like the mother plant, because basically the way it worked was there was 5 or 6 companies that sold clones to all the other growers
and this in the state, medical
unless they had their own mothers and made their own clones out of that. Most of the this is medical and rec too. So for example, I got there. Grape Ape was a great strain. People love Grape Ape. It was a heavy indica, strong numbers. It smelled like grape, which is one of the older, fruitier strains, like grape and blueberry, kind of in the same area. After I was there for 2 years, it disappeared because the clone distributor that had that clone, which was legally in the system, got powdery mildew or died. And once they took it out of the system, they couldn't replace it with another one because it wasn't in the system. They had to take from that in the system gene pool.
Right.
People could make new seeds and pop new seeds, but it never turned out exactly like that Grape Ape was. Because when you get a great strain, it's basically clone only, and people can pop 1,000 seeds and they'll never find that exact profile that they're looking for from that classic strain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the way you keep them. I mean, we have to tissue culture some stuff so we can keep them forever. That's our next step too.
Well, that's where technology has stepped up its game. Research has stepped up its game since we were younger, and to grow just the knowledge and information available to the average person's all over the internet. It's all out there for people to learn at home. And when I started learning, it was
book.
Secret knowledge. It was one book, or you knew somebody that took you under their thumb. It was like basically because they got tired of water and they wanted you to water and help them out with trimming.
Yeah.
So they would teach you and bring you in. And then you wanted to do it yourself.
Yeah, fuck trimming.
I love weed. I love growing weed, but I fucking hate trimming.
Fuck, I just leave them on there and smoke them.
Well, I can't physically do it anymore a lot. Just doing this and looking, getting close to it. Yeah. It's really strenuous on your back and neck and your shoulders.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for older people to do it.
Yep, that's why we have the youngins.
And machines to do that stuff. That's where the technology now comes in. There's a lot of new stuff out there to help you.
Oh, yeah.
And every year something new and something falling off the market and something new coming on the market.
So speaking of something evolving. New, speaking of something new, what do you see? What do y'all think is going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years? What's something that's coming up that you think is going to be good, like the Zen packs or the drinks? Speaking of which, let me get us. Y'all want to test these drinks out for Mark?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can try them out. So what I think is going to come back, I think things are going to come back, not evolve.
They do. They come back. The stuff comes back.
There's always something that comes in and changes the game, though. There's so much more to learn about the plant and what can be done with it.
Every day we learn something. Every day we learn. Might be not what to do again, but we learned something.
Yeah, we had that little issue here not too long ago.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yep, you live and learn more off your mistakes than you do off your achievements.
Oh, exactly. You can look in the warehouse and see all the mistakes, different ways we don't grow.
Yeah, the old stuff is not used anymore.
So this is our buddy Mark Tavares, Commonwealth or Rooting Virginia.
Rooting Virginia. He had to change his name.
And this is full spectrum extract.
Looks pretty young.
Fast acting. Now he said that this is fast acting because of the way it's turned into a water-based product. Do you understand that?
So one thing I do looking at the ingredient, it's called nano cannabis extract. So nano, somehow they're just breaking it down to the finest, smallest
Well, he said like this is more like like you take a shot of liquor and you feel that face red from it, and then half hour later it's gone. He said that's how this is. This isn't like a
cheers, boys
3-hour buzz from drinking this. He says it's fast and slow, or leaves you quick.
So yeah, I like the sparkling water and peachy taste.
It's refreshing. Virginia grown
nano cannabis. So yeah,
shit got cold quick too, didn't it?
Scientifically, in the laboratory, one thing it'll change are just new discoveries of cannabinoids, different cannabinoids we didn't know, and with different research and being able to test things. And a lot of people like me, we're trying to find older strains that weren't very commercially viable. So people didn't grow them a lot, and that's what a lot of people now are focusing on, strains that are very good for making hash and rosin and extracts. They're growing specifically for that.
Right.
They're not growing for a bag of peel, and more. A lot of people are growing for bag of peel too. It's either bag of peel, how much hash it can produce, or like just unique terp, something that's different.
Something that stands out. It's kind of where the industry is now, because everybody's pretty much growing good stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can find good product all over the place.
I mean,
except for the gas stations.
You can push the I need weight thing as hard as you want, but you can't just focus on that. And that's what a lot of commercial stuff does, is they want pounds per square foot, and to do that, you can do that, but you lose a lot trying for that more than you are, trying for the other stuff. I mean, that's a thing I think commercial grows. I mean, this thing grows big, nice size buds, easy to trim. I don't care what it tastes like, run it. I mean,
but a lot of times too, like you go to the store and you're buying buds, you're not going to ever see a bud that big on the shelf anyways, because it's packaging. They're breaking all those buds up to little nuggets like this. So it's a lot of work to take that down and break it up and weigh it in to get it into a little tiny jar like this.
Right.
To get a 3.5 gram bud in there, it just doesn't fit. You got to break it up and crumble it and break it and remove the big stem in the middle.
And kind of Tetris it in there, right? So it fits.
So
Tetris, good word.
It's good for pictures and it's good for showing people, but then when you actually try to distribute it, you're selling pounds of it, and the person that buys it, it takes them an extra 2 hours just to fucking break it apart and put it into eighths, you know? So it's, to me, I just think cannabinoids and new terpenes will come up, and it's going to be something unique, and got to think that too, research and people out there dedicating their lives to this stuff, more independent research.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we research every day. Try new strains, try new stuff. I mean, that's the fun being able to play with it now.
Yep. And the new technology. This is nano cannabis. There's something called phospholipid encased nanoparticle or nano cannabis extract. And they're just breaking it down to a way where as soon as it hits your tongue, it starts to be absorbed.
That's what he said. This is quick.
While it's going down your throat and getting to your stomach, it's already getting into your bloodstream.
How many milligrams was this whole can? He say, you remember?
7.5 THC and 7.5 CBD.
CBG. Well, CBD, not G. So it's like eating a 7.5 gram gummy, but not taking 45 minutes to hit you.
So yeah, it takes about 15, 20 minutes. You start to feel, but like you said, it does wear off faster. So these drinks are something that a lot of people are going to use.
Yeah, because it's like a beer. You know, you drink
It's
a
easier
beer.
to control, especially for a concert. Like, oh shit, you rush to a concert and you don't want to be fucked up when you're getting there, like getting to there. But you're like, all right, it starts in 30 minutes. You can drink one of these real quick, and then you're like, oh man, by the third song, you're like, yeah, I can feel pretty good.
Or just smoke a bowl.
And then you can do that too.
Okay, so speaking about that too, sometimes people can't smoke that bowl, right?
Which
Which is where Cannabis came from. We have an order coming in from Cannabis, which is the Zen packs that are THC pouches.
I'm trying those.
We haven't got it here yet. You're welcome to try it with us when we do it, when we get it. Because that's kind of where I'm at with it too. We're trying other products and seeing where this is going other than just smoking flower and wax. And
I've seen a lot of products come up and fail, and new products that come up and do really well. Like there was one somebody brought out, it was snortable. THC.
Ooh, that sounds crazy.
I don't know, I heard about it the day before it dropped or some 2 days before it dropped, and it was on Instagram. It's a couple social media sites, and within 12 hours of being released, it got shut down because everybody's like, dude, we don't want to be related with cocaine. We want to give cannabis a good name. We don't want to be related or anything associated with any of the other drugs. And that's one thing I see new about younger people compared to us older folks is the consumption. They like doing rosin and hash, and they have these big rigs, cost a couple $1,000, some of them, and a torch that they got to heat up. And older people like me that I grew up listening to hip hop.
I hit it. I do it
and learn how to roll a blunt from listening to a song by Redman or something, you know. And nowadays, those guys I grew up listening to and talking to, and they're like, man, that's some crack shit. People, if you got a torch and you got something else in this rig, you're smoking fucking crack. You're not doing weed. It's just a ritual thing, man.
It's a whole different.
And I think a lot
ritual.
of lay people, I think people that don't really know much about it, you know, like they see that and they're thinking they're smoking meth or crack.
Yeah,
or
they're doing too much.
Yeah.
That's the older folk. That's the vision that we get. So I don't like that. I like smoking a blunt. That's what I grew up on.
And I think that's probably why it's evolved from that torch and all that stuff into the little button rigs, right?
Yeah,
little button rigs, little drink rigs or something that's cute. And you suck it out with a straw or something instead of having all that cracky looking feel, right?
Yeah, they're just packaging's a big issue too. To me, I've seen people come into the industry and work in Colorado, like they'll move all the way from Connecticut or something, work there for a couple of weeks. Like, man, I got to quit. I can't deal with this. Like, morally, I can't sell this with all the trash they're making with it, you know, because there's just packaging, Milo bags. Next thing you know, you got plastic jars or non-reusable containers, like, but you could reuse this because it's glass if you want to, you know. And just stuff that you got to throw away. You got somebody buying 20 grams of wax and there's 20 little containers and they smoke them in a month. Some people smoke a whole gram of wax in a day. And they got all that waste. It's just like if new McDonald's comes to town or a new fast food restaurant, you got fucking all kinds of trash all over the place, you know. if you look around town, most of the trash is fast food.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. So as soon as you
Yeah,
bring
you
a
don't
new
have no
fast food
trash from
restaurant to your
Amber's
town,
Diner,
you're going to
They
increase
wash
your
the plate.
trash in the street by 10% probably. You know. So that's one big thing that I have an issue with is packaging too. I think it could be easier done than wasting so much garbage or creating so much garbage. Biodegradable, made of cannabis. You can make packaging out of cannabis that would be biodegradable.
Or any
If
type
it
of
was
biodegradable. I mean, paper products, stuff are, it'd be nice to be made out of cannabis just for the feel of it to, doing good. But, even a paper product, something biodegradable anyway.
It's the norm. It's the norm, though, so you got to follow
shiny
it sometimes because
packaging.
Next thing you know, if it's not the norm, you're paying 10 times more for delivery or something, which in the end makes it not economically viable. And you're not going to make money. Right. So no reason to anybody ever to get into the business if you can't make money off of it.
That's right. Yeah, you can do it for a little bit, but you can't do it for long.
No, that's the whole thing is the industry might get funneled in a way where people are forced to do it in a manner that they don't want to consume it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that would suck to be working, making a product and then that you wouldn't even do yourself.
I've had an experience with a lot of people that moved when I was in Colorado there that moved to be and learn how to grow, and they would get in to grow and they're watching some of these YouTube channels and what they're talking about, and they see what's happening. They see all the bug issues, they see all the mildew, they see all the issues, and they're horrified.
Mm-hmm.
And they quit and they go, I'm going to go back and just grow my own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine on large scale, boy, how we fight pests and stuff like that already. Imagine on large scale, and you're talking about a crop that's worth $100,000, what do you do? Throw it away or process it and sell it,
And that gets into the vaping thing, which I'm not big on the vape, but it's so convenient that
Zen.
When the little vapors thing too, the kids can get access to it easier, that's the big political thing and agenda that keeps cannabis from becoming legal.
Stop making it look like Rice Krispies and Trix bags and stuff, bro. That's a no-no.
That's what the packaging is. Yeah. Are you targeting towards kids? Or are you targeting towards adults that grew up in the 80s and want to feel nostalgic?
Well, you know what Big Tobacco did, right? They targeted kids. They started brainwashing you at 12 years old, 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's an issue across the board. There needs to be just some kind of more
it's a tough
common sense used with a lot of people. But when it comes to vaping, there is some good quality vape products. Just depending on how you extract them, if it's a clean product, and
like RSO some of those and the Pico and stuff. That's pure plant. It was run through ethanol, but it's still pure plant. Ain't no additives, ain't no liquefiers, and no terps put in them. That's just straight Pico.
If you get a full extracted plant, that's the best medicine. Once you start extracting them, so one big thing now, there's something called spray packs. That's something that never existed. Like if it ever happened when we were kids, somebody was spraying PCP or something on weed or garlic or something, or some oregano, my bad, not garlic, and smoking it. Yeah. Spray packs now are people are taking extracted terps or taking terps from other plants like blueberries or some other strawberry and spraying it onto their plant to make it smell better, which might enhance the feeling, but it's not natural.
Right.
And then when you get to cards, people are extracting THC or CBD or whatever they want to put in there, and then mixing it with these same types of terpenes, like bought terps, and they got it down to a science where they can extract from cannabis or extract from other plants and get the exact terpene profile from your favorite batch you ever had, and you had it tested, and it has all the data there. They can make all that in a lab and then send you those terpenes. You can mix it with your THC distillate and
bring it
right back, supposedly. So
not
to me,
naturally.
That's not naturally, but it's,
Yeah, we did a whole video on that too, man, about spray packs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. Like we said, there's nothing smells like marshmallows in nature.
So myself, I started a podcast. I used to teach. My family is teachers, so I just wanted to educate people in the podcast about issues like this, just like you guys have. So I think that's why when we met up, we clicked. We had a lot of the same ideas, and I hope the same hopes for the future here in Virginia,
Right.
and the neighboring states. And
Yep. I can't wait. November's coming.
just growing up, when I grew up, never thought it'd be legal, so I'm always pessimistic, but I'm trying to be optimistic.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're not going to deschedule or recriminalize it. We ain't going to put up with that because we're going.
yeah, but it's just there's always got to be people out there. Like, people think they can't do anything. It's like, I can't grow, I can't do this. What this community needs more is more watchdogs, people to be vigilant on what the next vote is coming up, and what governors or what politicians are keeping it from becoming legal.
We're
and
trying to
going
follow
down the
that
right
more.
pathways, and to inform other people.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, well, next week they're voting on
This,
consumption
and this-
lounges or something opening up, and then they'll allow a consumption lounge to open up, but then down the road they keep changing the laws. Like, well, now they can't bring their own cannabis in; they have to buy the cannabis there, and they can't leave with it, or they can't sell, can't have certain events there, can't have certain just regulations that are just going to hinder.
Well, it's kind of like a big knot
Freedom.
that's been tied, and they have to untie the knot one at a time, right? But then they just retie a knot after they open it up. It seems like.
It just seems a lot of things are started up with good intentions and systems and institutions that we go by and start out with good intentions, but the same way, like you said, they get strangleholded later and changed into something that nobody wants.
And we have been, down to Virginia Normal, which that's kind of what they do. They're kind of like in there with those people, but we also found it's a lot of medical stuff, medical cannabis people there. You know what I mean?
The thing is, even if all of Virginia goes
Big
one
money.
way, I don't know other states in California, or I think California and Colorado for sure. It's a county to county decision, what can happen.
Yeah.
Can you grow 4 plants in every county in Virginia? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But and there,
It's a
like,
state-
you
it's a
can
state
grow
law.
you can grow 6 in some places, but other towns were like, you can't do that. Like Colorado Springs, they just got recreational dispensaries in Colorado Springs like last year or the year before last, because it's more of a military area. They just didn't want to have recreational, only medical in the city. But then you go down south another hour, there's 35 recreational dispensaries that are feeding off of that town. So finally they
Same way
That's the same
Maryland's
way-
feeding off of us now.
Maryland and Tennessee and West Virginia is feeding off of us from the THCA aspect right now because they can grow it and we can't. So I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, keep it in your county, keep it in your state.
So my big thing is local people too. That's where it's really important, is keeping track of the local changes and not state changes
Yeah,
as
exactly,
much,
exactly.
from
Yeah.
county to county.
Don't watch the presidency, watch the governor, and then don't watch the governor, watch the mayor. Don't watch the mayor, watch the
Town council
Exactly.
and what they're
all the way down the line.
well, we can't grow 6 floor plants. We're going to make it, is that 4 plants per person, 4 plants per household? And that's where it changes. In some counties there, you can grow 6 plants per household. Other places you can grow 6 plants per person over 21.
Yeah.
Other places
Caregivers.
you could be a caregiver and grow massive amounts, or
Yeah, like in Michigan, I got a buddy that's a caregiver. It's like 50 plants or 52 or something crazy.
I had 99 at one time in Colorado as a caregiver. And here in Virginia now,
So if you have
I've read
99
that
plants,
there's
how many you really have keeping 99 going, or is that 99 from seed to top? I mean,
99 flowering,
Right.
not including mothers,
right.
which I didn't. Where I was, I wasn't out selling it. I'd grow for more research and development, or research and dank, just trying to find strains that really help me personally, and as a caregiver, help other people with their specific needs. And
So then what are y'all plotting for, Ambrosia Acres? Talk about a little bit of, seeds you're popping, plans for what's going on there. Like, doing pheno hunts?
Right now, we're pheno hunting through a bunch of seeds. I had some of my own seeds that I had bred with some old school strains, then some from other people that are based on old school strains, trying to find something that hits all the buttons, that can be commercially viable when it's ready, something that feels good and that people remember. Like, I think you always have, oh man, I remember that day. That one, nothing was like that OG Kush or that, nothing was like that one haze. And people, a lot of that is with strong terpenes, I swear certain terpenes would sell in a dispensary. I'm okay thing. The terpenes would sell in a dispensary faster than others when I worked in there as a bud tender. Orange. I worked at a dispensary and they then have this ancient orange strain on the shelf for like 3 years, but people would still come back. Remember, you got that ancient orange? Man, I remember it. And it was a tourist area, so people would only come back once a year.
Right, they get that
Christmas
Agent
time.
Orange.
Oh man, I remember that ancient orange. Like, nope, it's not in the system anymore. We can't get it back. And people have been dropping seeds trying to find one that was similar and had that same nostalgic smell that people remember. Can't find it. Or like a Durban poison. We're dropping some Durban poison now. That's really pine sol smell that people like. It's good for cleaning the house. For people who like clean house, they love that. It was really vacation. You want to get out and hit the town and walk around and just feel good. And the Durban poison was one for you. And then indicas on that side, or the people that were local and worked a lot and had physical labor every day. Oh man, I want that heaviest indica you got. So we're searching for some of those far ends of the spectrum where oh man, that's a daytime weed. And you try to smoke it at night, you're not sleeping. You're just thinking about 20 different things. Oh, yeah. But when you're working, it just helps you get focused. It has a different effect in the morning.
Yes.
And the indicas, I've bred a bunch with this purest indica, so we're trying to find something that really, really heavy that just kills pain, helps you relax.
Nighty-night weed,
because that's, in medical terms, the biggest thing that helps people that aren't used to cannabis, and then we need to spread the word more about it, is how much lotions can help with pain, how much cannabis in general can help with pain, and with sleep.
Yeah, sleep. Yep.
Those are the two issues. CBN gummies supposedly work with some people. They don't affect me very much. I just feel like I'm socializing on CBN gummies, but that's one terpene one cannabinoid is supposed to help you sleep. But to me, I find it's more in the terpenes. When a full spectrum plant, if it's strongest one I smoke, 8% THC, and it put me to sleep every time.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I like the idea of different flavors and stuff. Like, kind of going to the cooler. Do you want Mountain Dew, Sprite, water, Gatorade? You know what I'm saying? But the difference is, instead of just a flavor, it's a flavor and a feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a little motivation today.
That
so
flavor with
caffeine.
a feeling. I mean, that's kind of
right. And being able to regenerate it, I think, is the important part of it, right? Like you said, you had these things that people liked, and then now it's gone and they couldn't have it anymore. That's the big thing, is being able to, it's the same every time.
Yeah, consistency is a big thing in any type of commercial grow. If you're trying to make that same product, that recipe.
Yeah.
And it should be. If the recipe and everything's the same, you should be able to produce a consistent product. But it's tough. I mean, it's tough to do that. I mean,
and it's tough because it's over a period of time and there's so many problems can come into, right? You never know what's going to happen there.
That's nice thing
Heat,
about indoor.
cold, electric, freaking moisture.
Nice thing about indoor, though. Should be able to control all that stuff.
Should be
right, unless you have an electric problem or something, right?
Unless you should.
Until the power goes out for 4 days.
Shit like that you can't control, right?
Somebody somebody forgets to turn the lights off
For 4 days, like having them bonsai plants.
I was like, damn, these plants here look like they're really struggling. I mean, like they're really stressed out.
How long they been there, Jamie? They're this big. They've been there 3 weeks.
No doubt, I've had issues where my Wi-Fi on a timer for the lights, internet goes out. So the lights don't go off when it's time to go off because the internet's out. And the next thing you know, they're on for 4 days and you're only there when lights are on. You don't see when lights are off unless you got a camera that shows, So it's just the struggles. But there's another strain called Vanilla Haze that I grew many years ago that is just the most antidepressant strain and just making you want to get out and go for a walk or walk the dog, go for a joyride, or just help you socialize and get creative. I know my friend of mine used to make music with me, and I would make the beats, he would write, and it was highly creative. We went through 30 to 60 tracks within a couple months smoking some of this weed.
Music and weed go hand in hand, though, dude. Like, it's you can be straight and listen to music and catch a buzz, and halfway through the song just sounds different. It just hits different. I don't know. I'm a music guy. You make music, so
sativas do that. That's one thing I like. I look for in a smoke. So I'm listening to music. Does it sound better? Do I want to sing along with it? Am I creating, thinking of my own lyrics and just like kind of
right? Well, the music changes your vibe the same way the sativa, the indica, or all them other things. We earlier got choices you get. What type of music are you listening to right now? Do you want to chill? Do you want to do something else? You're going to the gym? You're working? What are you doing?
That definitely enhances music creativity, and that's one thing I think with a lot of hybrids nowadays that they just don't give you a unique effect. And a lot of people, weed, it all does to me the same. So I'm trying to come up with some things that you can definitely tell they're not the same.
Yeah, because you think of like hybrid, it's kind of like walking up and down the ladder at the same time. You're uplifting and then you're downlifting, but both of them are in the same pack. It's like you're kind of, you're defeating one with the other one. One doesn't enhance the other one kind of levels it out. So I mean, like you said, heavy sativa. I mean, I like a sativa, but there's not many around. I mean, there isn't.
No, I can't smoke them all the time either. I used to like only indica, but now when I'm getting older, metabolism changes, your hormones change. Like a little sativa just hits different than it used to. Especially in the morning. And there's few out there. It's all about for me killing pain because wake up, it's already aching and everything. It's already aching as soon as you wake up. And I hate pain pills. I won't take them.
Yeah, you took aspirin the other day. First time you said you took one.
First one I've taken in a long time. I had the worst headache after giving up coffee.
That caffeine headache.
For about 4 days.
That'll do it.
So I was ill and I just took the chance to drop off coffee at the same time.
Yeah, I still like my coffee.
I like coffee and weed together too, but it's like coffee or like a weed and a beer. Or a cigarette and a beer. It's kind of like that cigarette.
Yeah.
I used to smoke and drink, quit smoking cigarettes, and it was double fisted with the beer. Start drinking too much, so it gets back to the point, and that's why I like smoking blunts because I can hold it. It's kind of like a crutch, just something in your hand, make it feel comfortable. It's a bottle of water or some drink. Everybody wants something to do with their hands when they're in a social situation, especially. They don't want to sit there and twiddle their thumbs or have their hands in the pocket.
Yeah.
Just having something there replaces the telephone too.
That's
a lot of people here with their telephone now. And instead, I'd rather have a blunt in my hand.
I do the beard.
No, you got something to play with all the time.
Those guys on. So yeah, man. What else y'all want to talk about? You want to drop your pages? Where can people find you? Instagram, Facebook.
So I got Instagram, little_Pharmer. And that's where it gets funky. It's LIL for little, and Pharmer PHARMER.
Like your shirt.
Like a shirt.
So you can check it out. So littlepharmer.com. little_Pharmer on Instagram. Same on YouTube. You can find me if you're already following Ambrose Acres. Just go down and check out followers, and they've tagged me in a couple Thanks, and you just follow me on Facebook from there.
And you got a couple of podcasts out on other platforms too, right? Spotify.
So
and
yeah,
stuff?
I do a podcast called Reefer the Reefer. I haven't done one in a little while. I was lagging. Wanted to come back and get back on it here. So hopefully I can get some up, get you guys on my podcast here. Start getting some more people on that. It's something I just started to expand my knowledge and ask experts about things I wanted to know about, and also teach other people at the same time. So be on the lookout. It's on Spotify if you want to go check out. I've done probably 50 episodes. Not so many on YouTube because it's just too much work on the back end for me to do alone. But there are a few there that aren't on Spotify. It's on 13 different platforms. A couple things on Weed TV. I think I might start posting more things on Weed TV. But right now I'm focusing on just doing some research and dank and research and development on some old school strains. I'm trying to hit the orange with some Jamaican Dream, some lemon with that Durban Poison. I got some vanilla haze going. My friend, after 10 years, it's like, I think I got some more vanilla haze seeds, which I lost all mine. I threw mine out a long time ago and lost them, and tried to pop 20 of them. Only one of them popped out. So we're going to pray it's a good one.
It's not a boy.
But then I found some other vanilla haze seeds online from the original breeder. So we got some of those going. So hopefully we can find something out of those too. So we got about 10 of those all together to find a pretty one. Indica side, blueberry, smells, not too many fruits. I do have some fruity stuff going that I got some clones off a buddy in Colorado, some new hash making products or strains, and bred them with some Purist Indica, which is another hash producing strain. So ones I had tested before came out really strong, really high potency, body highs. Don't know what the numbers are, but I don't care about numbers. I'm looking for more instant effect, and people can instantly tell.
Well, we will be here to test that. I promise. I'll be right here. Just let me know when you need a tester. I got your back. You know what I'm saying?
Lauren will trim it for us.
Yeah, another thing's coming out. There's always going to be new edibles coming out, and the hardest thing is to find something that is like, we grew up on brownies. Everybody go, I want to get a brownie, I want to get a cookie, but that's not something that's commercially viable in a dispensary because it got a shelf life. You make it, it's a baked good. After 2 months,
it's like, don't have a shelf life, do they?
But then
but we want to stay away from all that garbage, right?
That's where it gets crazy because you think, oh yeah, the theory of that stoner madness or reefer madness was, all the stoners will eat anything, junk food,
and then kill their girlfriend.
But that goes into reefer madness too.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So the whole thing is, you'll be surprised most cannabis consumers like myself are looking for something more healthy, no additives. Like, I ain't got all these yellow and green dyes. I don't want those in there. And so a lot of the products are really clean products. You see the Coca-Colas or the colas that are, Keef Cola has like 6 ingredients, and none of them are harmful. High fructose, they don't use that. Just natural sugars. So a lot of the products too, there's a bad thing going on with the young kids, like, that just don't give a shit. They just want to get high, so they'll eat and consume anything that's sprayed on it, and
then they don't care. Like it. They actually want it,
and they want more of it, and they'll consume products that aren't good for your health.
Right. Well, that's why we want to educate, right?
Where most older people are like ourselves want something that's healthier for ourselves, you know. And once you start consuming cannabis, you can tell what a plant can do for you, and then you start paying attention to what all these other ingredients are you don't need.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, man. We'll wrap up unless y'all got something else y'all want to pop in there real quick. What we got coming up?
What we got?
This weekend
Can't really say that.
Yeah, this won't be out before this weekend.
Yeah. I don't know if I can make it this weekend. I got some family coming in town, so I'm
Halloween costume contest.
But yeah, don't forget about Halloween. On Halloween night, we are definitely going to be at Backseat giving away gifts for best costume.
It'll be a great
The
day.
Iron Maidens and the Bridge will be there playing music. That's
My
going
buddy
to be
Billy
cool.
Red.
Yes, sir. That's going to be cool shit. So yeah, that's definitely one we can drop. That one's not changing.
Yep.
But yeah, so happy growing.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. Happy growing, everyone. And you'll be hearing from us soon.
See you next time.
Hell yeah. See ya.
Peace.
Headphones start hurting my ears, y'all.
Oh, me too.
Mine